Camera's rolling.
Baby, I'm too young to know any better, but I guess I'm just too old to care. I'm waiting on the morning light to clear the air. Now the sky is hung with regret, letting go that you pay flags. All the silence that keep me coming back. I'm the one that you hated. You know, the one you didn't want to believe. The one that you hated. Take a look at it now. I'm the one that you created. The one that you hated. Now the sky is hung with regret, letting go that you pay flags. All the silence that keep me coming back. I'm the one that you hated. You know, the one you didn't want to believe. The one that you hated. Take a look at it now. I'm the one that you.
Friends and family are remembering the man who was shot and killed in the South Valley last night. According to a criminal complaint, 33-year-old Tristan Isaacs was meeting Brittany Senna, the mother of his child, to exchange custody. Senna told deputies that her boyfriend, 24-year-old Christopher Rodriguez, and Isaacs got into a fight. She says she turned her back and heard gunshots. That's when the couple fled the scene and eventually washed the blood off the car. Tonight, the community held a vigil for Isaacs near where he was shot.
He was just a real outgoing guy. He talked to everybody. He did the best he could for the people he loved, even people he didn't know. He did his best to be there for people.
Deputies have charged Rodriguez with murder and child abuse.
And that's going to be our subject today. Another father murdered at a custody exchange, but it wasn't the only one. There's been several of these lately. Checked into my text messages yesterday. I'm getting tagged in these left and right to the point of I don't even know, guys. Let me read the details on that one. How's that look on here? Let me bring myself down. Looks like this went down near Albuquerque. Couple charged in fatal shooting during custody exchange outside Lotaburger. This was March 16th. Deputies arrested a man who allegedly shot the father of his girlfriend's child during a custody exchange Tuesday evening outside of Blake's Lotaburger in the South Valley. Christopher Rodriguez, 24, is charged with an open count of murder, child abuse, and tampering with evidence in the death of 33-year-old Tristan Isaacs. Sounds like there was a case of child abuse going on and they were trying to tamper with the evidence. Rodriguez has been booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center and it is unclear if he has an attorney. The mother of Isaac's daughter, Brittany Senna, 24, is charged with child abuse and tampering with evidence as the child was present for the shooting and the couple showered and went to bed afterwards. Like nothing happened. Rodriguez, at the age of 17, spent several months behind bars in the drive-by shooting that killed Isaiah Albright, 14, in 2015. The case was dismissed when his relative was identified as the shooter. Rodriguez was a suspect in a former shooting. Less than 2 weeks ago, Rodriguez pleaded guilty to distribution of LSD, which is acid for anybody that doesn't know, and marijuana in a 2020 drug-related altercation in which he shot a man twice. He was a suspect in another shooting, and he was the shooter in another one, and now he's killed somebody. Prosecutors cited Rodriguez's criminal history in a pretrial detention motion following Isaac's death, alleging Rodriguez has proven himself to be a dangerous person multiple times. His violent behavior has escalated to the point that he has killed someone. according to the motion. I guess you couldn't tell that by the previous escapades. Let's continue. A GoFundMe for Isaac's funeral. Cost described him as a brother, son, friend, and father. The GoFundMe states, if you knew Tristan, you knew he was there for anyone he called his friend and had a bright energy he took wherever he went. It was around 7 p.m. when Bernalillo County deputies responded to the homicide outside the Blake's Lotaburger on Coors near Arenal. According to a criminal complaint filed in Metropolitan Court, they found Isaacs fatally shot outside his Jeep with a gun in his hand and bullet casings nearby. Deputies said Isaac's mother told them he had gone to make a custody exchange with his Senna, who was dating Rodriguez. She said Isaacs recently filed for emergency custody after Rodriguez allegedly committed a drive-by shooting on Senna's home while their daughter was inside. Here you go, guys. He had already filed for emergency custody. Nobody listened to the guy. Deputies called Rodriguez and requested a welfare check on the child and met he and Senna at Walgreens. According to the complaint, the couple were detained in the New Mexico Children, Youth and Families Department, were called to assist with the child pending the investigation. Deputies said the child between 2 and 3 years old told them she knew her father had been hurt and she wanted to put Band-Aids on his injuries. Rodriguez told deputies he was not in the area where the shooting occurred. Senna told deputies Isaacs and Rodriguez got into an altercation outside the Blake's Lotaburger and she heard gunshots as she put her child in the car. According to the complaint, she said she didn't see what happened, but ultimately realized that Rodriguez shot Isaacs. Deputies said Senna explained she did not want her daughter taken from her and was crying as she spoke to me about this. There you go. Another father filed for emergency custody, told him something wasn't going right. This is the one that, he has to go to the courts, say, hey, she's with somebody. Look at the history. This is what's going on. And even that doesn't help. For those of you that say that the system listens to these fathers, that there's no bias in court, you can literally blow it out your ass. This is happening all of the time. And nobody wants to listen to it. It's really sickening. I don't even know what to say to you today. Because you know what? This is the same as it was last year and the year before that. And if this movement don't get off their ass and do something, this news right here is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be next week. It's going to be next month. And we are just going to see this cycle keep repeating. There's people losing their lives over it. Hey, here. Don't take my word for it. Let's go. Let's go to the next article. That's what the news does. Suspect arrested after a shooting during a child custody exchange. This was March 6, 2023. Dravante J. Nelson. A man was shot outside the Walmart on Garner's Ferry Road during a child custody exchange. According to the Columbia Police Department, Dravante Javis Nelson was arrested in connection to the shooting. He turned himself in overnight Monday and is charged with attempted murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Nelson is accused of shooting the male victim in the lower body after an argument at 7250 Garner's Ferry Road. The child was not physically injured during the incident and is believed that the two men are familiar with each other. Medical staff reported that the victim did not receive a life-threatening injury. What? Look, man, most of the time somebody shoots, they're doing it for a reason. At what point in time does this system get addressed? Here you got parents that are dropping like flies. In the middle of me looking this up, like I said, yesterday, you started getting text messages. Eric, we got another custody exchange murder. Well, what do? I get to come on a podcast and tell all you guys about it. This is usually when the movement gets excited and, oh my God, we need to do something. And then next week, it's like everybody just disappears. I am tired of reading crap like this, man. In the middle of this, as I'm going through the articles, I'm reading on the cases where mothers have killed their children when they were supposed to be taken away. We are failing these guys every time we turn around. And for once, I am at a loss of words. I really am just at a loss of words. I'm just showing you two. There's been numerous more. What did these fathers do? You tell me. He went to the system. Emergency custody he filed for. Usually when emergency custody is filed for, it's somebody saying, I need immediate action. This was a father that said, I need immediate action. And yet we're holding a vigil for a guy that told them that this was going to happen. Yep. That's it for today, man. I don't. Prayers to the family. If you guys see this, I'll help in any way I can. I wish I had better words to say to you, but I don't.